States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Osteen.
Here.
Alderman Morose.
Here.
Alderman Collins.
Here.
Alderman Rucker.
Here.
Alderman Barella.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Mayor Harmonson.
Here. All right, I'm going to start off with citizens communication, and I'm going to talk to the city attorney about this, and I just thought of it when there's nobody here. I don't know whether it's necessary I read all this, but we'll talk about that as we move forward. But Ron's here, sorry. But in the future, if nobody's out there, I don't know if it's necessary to read it, but I'm getting good at it. So, this is the time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors to address the mayor and the board on any topic that is not a public hearing. For those here in person, speakers will be restricted to 3 minutes unless otherwise permitted. Minutes may not be donated or transferred from one speaker to another. Any questions or comments for the mayor and the board may also be sent to the city clerk at TBERRETH no later than 10 a.m. on the board meeting day, the first and third Thursday of each month. Submitted questions and comments may be read during the citizens communications section of the agenda. The Board of Aldermen will not take any action on any item not listed on the agenda, nor will it respond to questions, although staff may be directed to respond at a later time. The mayor and the Board of Aldermen welcome and value input from and feedback from the public. Ron, is there anything you'd like to address the board about tonight? All right, seeing none. We're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda. Has the board had the opportunity to review the minutes from the Board of Aldermen meeting December 4th, 2025, and the bills list from December 18th, 2025? And there's any comments or questions or corrections? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, consent agenda has been approved. Next, we'll move on to City Administrator Devin Lake for the financial update.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. I'm happy to say that our sales tax came in, it's still under budget by 1.9%. However, it is 0.2% over where we were at the end of 2024. So it didn't end as bad as I had anticipated. Overall, our revenues are under budget by 8%, but our expenditures are under budget by 30%. So that's relatively good news.
Very good. All right, thank you, Devin. All right, now we're going to move on to unfinished business, but first I'm going to have Tara kind of explain the first 3 items on the agenda, please.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, members of the board. These first 3 items were tabled items that were listed throughout the year, agenda items. They will be brought back to you at a later date sometime in 2026. This is cleanup so that we don't have 25 numbers added into 26. Just makes for a cleaner ordinance calculations and ordinances. So if you could do a first reading and then nobody second the motion, then they will die for lack of a second, then we can move on, and those will be brought back to you later next year. Thank you. Any questions? No?
All right.
Okay.
Bill number 25-04, ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Enterprise Fleet Management Incorporated under the State of Missouri Office of Administration Division of Purchasing Cooperative Contract Procurement, number CC2390501. Do I have any comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? All right, seeing no second, this will dial on the dais. Next, we have Bill 25-24, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending the Osage Beach Design Guidelines, Section 1, Overuse, Section 2, Water Systems, Section 3, Sewage Systems, Section 4, Storm Drainage, Section 5, Roads, Streets, and Parking Area, Section 6, Road Cut, Utility Trench, and Excavation Permit, Section 7, Streets and Lighting. Comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Alderman Hoffman. Is there a second? Seeing none, Bill 25-24 dies on the dais. Next, we have Bill 25-69, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, repealing Section 705.160, water fluoridation as set forth. This is the first reading. Comments or questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second? Seeing none, Bill 25-69 also dies on the dais. Next, we have Bill 25-103, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, adopting annual budget fiscal year January 1st, 2026, and ending December 31st, 2026. Appropriations procurement, third two, second reading. City Administrator Devin Lake.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. I have nothing further. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Collins?
Yes.
Alderman Morose?
Yes.
Alderman Barilla?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker?
Yes.
Alderman Osteen?
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman?
Yes.
Very good. Bill 25-103 also passes. I'm sorry? Oh, a check mark, very good.
Well played.
All right, I have a special request tonight, if you don't mind. Item G and I, under new business, has to do with Carrie Bell, and she would like to attend her grandkids' play tonight. If you don't mind, I would like to do G first and I second, if there's no disagreement from the board. Very good. Seeing none, we're going to move on to first and second reading, Bill 25-109, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Pro Claims EMC Billing, Inc., a Missouri cooperative doing business as First Claims. First reading, I'm going to turn this on to, you going to take this, Carrie? No?
Carrie, I think we're going to probably tag team this one.
Okay.
We recently put out an RFP for ambulance billing services and electronic patient care reporting. We received 3 bids for these services: First Claims, Ambulance Billing Network, and EMSMC. Our current billing service, ARS, did not submit an RFP for this. After reviewing the proposals between myself, Carrie, and our ambulance supervisor, we selected First Claims as they met all of our criteria. Although we have chosen to keep our current patient care reporting software, as there was no benefit for us moving to the proposal that they did, because what we're paying now is currently cheaper than what they proposed. First Claims charges 4.9% on net billing receipts. Our current provider charges us 6.5% on net billing receipts. First Claims feels that they can also increase our annual revenue by approximately $100,000. This is based on the average from 2024. First Claims is a Missouri-based company, so they're familiar with the Missouri laws and such when it comes to it. They service several fire districts and ambulance services throughout the state of Missouri. We've checked the references and all are favorable, and we recommend approval. Carrie, do you have anything else to add to that?
Positive move for the city.
All right, board have comments or questions? Alderman Hoffman.
This question is directed to Devin. I see a lot of first and second readings on here. Is this because we're at the end of the year that we have so many first and seconds? Are these of individually time sensitive?
They each have their own situation.
I can add to that. Alderman Hoffman, due to us wanting to diligently go through the RFPs that we received, we pushed this one back to this meeting and asked for the first and second so we can start with the clean annual at the first of the year.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, Alderman Rucker? Motion to approve, first reading.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, seeing none opposed, we'll move on to second reading, same bill, Bill 25-109, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Pro Claims EMS Billings, Inc., a Missouri cooperative doing business as First Claims, second reading. Any other comments or questions, or do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Osteen, is there a second?
Second.
Ooh, Alderman Burrell, I got you by hair. Roll call, please.
Alderman Osteen?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker?
Yes.
Alderman Morose?
Yes.
Alderman Barella?
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman?
Yes.
Alderman Collins?
Yes.
Very good. Next item, again, we're moving to item I on your agenda. This is a motion to approve bad debt write-off for water and sewer funds in the amount of $2,380.11, municipal court in the amount of $7,096.50, and ambulance funds in the amount of $170,610.14. City Treasurer Carrie Bell.
Yes, Mayor and Board of Aldermen, this is an annual request, and I know it's always a little hard to swallow the ambulance, especially when we know it struggles with revenue. And we did put that back to back with, am very hopeful that the new billing company will help us increase our revenue and lower this collections. Obviously, there's going to be a time lag in that. The municipal court is kind of an unusual situation that when we were moving accounts out of the old in-code over to Show Me courts, we located many very, very old accounts, which the dates are listed for you if you're interested. So you have never seen this on the write-off before, and you probably will not again. So obviously, we're going to continue to work all of these that have any chance of being collected. And we are collecting money through collections as well and liens on property. And I recommend approval.
Alderman Osteen.
Carrie, I've got a few questions for you, specifically regarding the ambulance fund. So these are accounts and dollars that are still active in us pursuing collections?
Some of them.
I'm assuming in my head that a lot of these are still perhaps tied up in insurance claims?
No, this is after we've done all we can with insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, private. These have been moved to the collections, some more recently than others. This is throughout the year. This is when they've gone to collections, that's what you get on your list.
Okay. What is our time frame on collections before we decide to write off the debt? Is it a 60-day, 90-day?
It's always too long for the collection company. They're like, we want them sooner so we have a better chance of collecting them. The billing company is always trying to hold them and take payments. They'll take monthly payments as long as they have a chance. So it's a tug of war.
Okay.
When we try to find a happy medium somewhere in there.
All right, so we are, as a city, writing off this debt, but we're still trying to pursue collection.
Correct.
Okay, just to clarify.
Alderman Hoffman.
Do you know what the ambulance number was last year? Is it up or down from last year?
No, yes, actually, it's kind of got shuffled on the bottom. It's listed on the bottom of the front page, the 162,098 was 24.
That's it. I'm just trying to see if there's a pattern, if it's continually increasing, or if we have dips somewhere or anything like that.
And keep in mind, we have raised our rates like a couple of years ago, so that then that increases your write-offs
Sure.
when you do that, so.
Okay. That's all I had. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes. Alderman Collins.
I have a question. The new collections company, they give any indication why because they said they can increase this by $100,000, which is more than half of what we're writing off. Like, they got a magic wand? Like, I'm kind of curious if they give you any insight as to how they think they could make that happen.
Todd can, if
I was trying
When
to
we
get
were,
back to that.
when we were speaking with them directly, they said they took a snapshot of what our billing rates were and compared that to comparable other companies, and they felt like, and keep in mind, we gave them, I think our history was through '24. So we have actually increased our revenue in '25, but they were comparing '24. So anything, if it's 75,000,
If it's 5,000.
Right, right.
Like, it's a positive.
no, they seemed very confident with the level of increase.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Barilla, you missed it again. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, seeing none opposed, motion's approved. All right, enjoy your concert.
Thanks, Carrie.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Carrie.
Merry Christmas.
All right, we're going to move back to the top. First item on your agenda under new business is Bill 25-99, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing an annual contract extension of the original agreement with Tyler Technologies, Inc., with an annual cost increase not to exceed 5%. This is the first reading. IT Manager Michael Beam.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the board. Earlier this year, our 3-year contract with Tyler Technologies had expired, and we went into an auto renewal phase of 5% renewals. Coming to you after bouncing lots of different thoughts and ideas between April and I, and meeting with our account rep with Tyler Technologies, and stating that there is not a savings to the city to renew in 3-year increments like we've done in the past. So our thought is to clean everything up, move it from a January 1st to a December 31st billing cycle instead of halfway year to year, which is the way it was wrote before, and then do year-to-year renewals with the 5% that would be included in a 3-year agreement or an annual year-to-year agreement that gives us some flexibility to go back out to bid if need be. Happy to answer any questions. I recommend approval.
Alderman Osteen.
Just to clarify with Devon and with Cole, so basically, we have approved our 2026 budget, correct? As of what we did just previously?
Yes.
Just to clarify that we are now basically approving expenses in that budget.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
We wanted to make sure with the 5%, we put a not to, and typically we do a not to exceed, but since there are annual increases, we would then exceed the not to exceed. So the 5% is our way of covering that base, so that increase is authorized.
Okay.
That the board's
I
approved.
just wanted to clarify that before we're approving 2026 expenses, that basically that budget has been approved and is now in force.
As of like 10 minutes ago, yes.
Yes, okay.
And even with the last contract ending at earlier this year, we did not exceed the previously approved amount. So we are good for fiscal year 2025, even though that contract ended earlier this year.
That's all.
Anyone else? Alderman Collins.
I have a few questions. I think you already know that. Okay. It's Encode and Executime. What do we use each one of them for?
Okay, I'll just give you a quick breakdown of all the different pieces in there, and it kind of impacts everybody around here, but it's done, it's used for a lot of different things. We use it as our financial processing, utility billing, address verification, sewer calculations, business licensing, call center, secure signatures, positive pay, accounts receivable, forms overlay, building projects, meaning inspections, cash collections, meter reading, payroll, HR base package. It also has our touchscreen attendance that we utilize on the Executime side, utility access, utility CIS, core financials, and fixed assets. That is every piece of software that makes up our Encode 9 side, which each one of those has a different piece that makes up, obviously, our Tyler package, Encode package.
So this is like every department, this is everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my next question, we're talking in the budget about the budgeting software. Would that be included in this, or is that a different company than Encode?
So that is expected to be a different company than Encode, so the amount that you all would be approving tonight would be essentially for just the Tyler umbrella, and I believe Devin and April are looking elsewhere. I don't believe Tyler Technologies offers what we're looking for, so it would be a separate piece altogether.
Okay,
And
so
then
they do financial, but not budgeting specific.
Exactly.
Got it. My next question, when I was going through it, it went from 57,000 to 72,000.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a 5% increase.
Correct.
And that's,
57,000 approved 3 years ago was just the Encode software as a service. It wasn't, that 57,000 isn't the execu-time piece. So the exact numbers,
okay, that makes sense. I got it. And then the last question, Bob kind of asked part of it. So this is included in the budget that we just voted on. Are all the software subscriptions included in that? And like, we're not expecting anything in that line to?
I have worked more on this than I have any other piece of software that we have, and I have 100% assurance that $57,692 for Encode and $11,554 plus 5% will not change outside of that 5% realm year to year. And then every year we'll come back to you, but it is a part of what you guys approved in this year's budget cycle.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll also add to what Michael said that we have to appropriate every year. So like, if we did not appropriate the money for that next year, we can't be held to pay for it. I know that sounds odd, but like we have to, this board can't commit 2 boards from now to spending money.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
lining it up with the end of year makes sense from that point of view too, from a appropriation standpoint.
Thank you.
Very good. Anyone else? Alderman Hoffman.
Michael, this is a two-part question. One, I assume that they, when we originally brought them on, I don't know how long ago, but it went through RFQ, or was it bid out?
Yeah, many years ago, but yes, I was told that it did, yes.
Okay, so how long has it been since we've done that?
20-some years, which is why this is the best way forward, because when Devin came through the doors, that was her question, like, why do we just preferably just renew every year instead of going out to bid and seeing what else is out there? So this gives us the freedom, instead of coming to you and asking for 3 more years, next year, I don't want to speak for Devin, but we may very well go out and see to make sure we are getting fair market value.
Yeah, because obviously, it being a year gives us some flexibility quicker.
Right.
And if we haven't put this out for 20 years,
Yes.
I'd say it's probably time.
And that was the driving force behind this is, I don't want to throw anybody else under the bus, but those who came before us had wrote it up just so we could renew it every year, bring it to you guys and just not miss a beat. We are making that change to adhere to that exact.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. I just think it's probably time for us to take the bull by the horns and maybe take a look at other things, other possibilities. But
Agree.
okay, that's it. Thanks.
April, you had something?
Yeah, I was just, I'm sorry, I'm very hoarse. I was just going to say, it's kind of like what we talked about with health, dental, vision. That's not something you want to change constantly.
Right.
To change your business core software every 3 years would be a nightmare for staff,
Sure.
for your citizens, for everyone. So having some continuity there is normal. But yeah, it was 2007. January of 2007 is when we went live with Encode.
Yeah, and I would agree with everything you said, but I would almost put some kind of hard stop on that at a decade, personally. But that's just because software changes so much, and the field every 6 months things change in technology. So, but that's for future stuff.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, Bill 25-99 passes. Next, we're going to move on to Bill 25-105, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending ordinance number 25.78 to include additional budget line items for fiscal year 2025. First and second reading again. City Clerk Tara Barrett.
Oh, hi. Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. I was getting a little lost. This is an ordinance, it's a cleanup ordinance. Back We did an ordinance, 2578. Inadvertently, 2 budgeted line items were missed. They were in the blue sheet, but they failed to get onto the actual ordinance itself. So if you look at it, I've bolded the line items that needed to be added to the ordinance. It doesn't change any spending. It doesn't change anything else. You've already approved all that. We just have to make it clear so they know where to do the budget amendments in the budget. If you have any questions, let me know. It's just a cleanup.
And first and second,
First,
obviously,
yes.
just to
Because
follow
it's a
along with our
budget
budget.
amendment
Yes.
and needs to be done this year, yes.
I put that
Before
one
Alderman
together.
Hoffman asked, I thought I'd get.
I put that one together on the fly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're super smart, aren't you?
Any questions, comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman. Is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Morose. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Bill 25-105, second reading, same bill, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending ordinance number 25-78 to include additional budget line for fiscal year 2025. If there's no further discussion or comments, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Question.
Yes, sir.
You just said ordinance number 2578.
25-105.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I moved down a line.
I just want
But second reading, Bill 25-105.
to keep us on the right
I
page.
appreciate it. Second, do I have a motion? Alderman Collins, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella. Sorry, that was close. Roll call vote,
Quick
please.
tonight.
Alderman Rucker,
Yes.
Alderman Barella,
Yes.
Alderman Collins,
Yes.
Alderman Morose,
Yes.
Alderman Osteen,
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
All right, Bill 25-105 passes. Next, we have Bill 25-106, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Dakin TMI for the relocation of the communications center in the amount not to exceed $440,000. This is the first reading. Police Chief Todd Davis, please.
Mayor and members of the board, Dakin TMI was selected as our vendor for the communications center relocation. Dakin is a member of TIPS USA, an interlocal purchasing system, as well as a cooperative bidding group. Their initial bid came in $81,008 over our budget amount, which is that bid came in. It is attached to, is one of the attachments. With that being over the budget amount, we went back to them and were able to work with them, and we changed the scope of our work a little bit. We removed the polished concrete floor, a reduction of down to 3 dispatch councils from 4, and the use of some city-provided heat pumps that we had downstairs already that were initially, I believe, used for the restroom air conditioner systems, heating and cooling systems that we have since chose to not do anymore. We would like to get this project underway and completed by the end of May before we hit season, so staff recommends approval. And
All right, comments from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
This is all attached to 2025 budget?
yes,
Yes.
it's carryover from 25.
Okay. And then what's the target start and completion? You're thinking like May 15?
By the end of May is the completion date.
So before Memorial Day weekend?
Correct,
essentially.
yeah. This is only first reading, so we'll have to bring it back to the board for the first meeting in January for second reading.
Okay, so one last question. Is the transfer going to cause any operational problems with dispatch?
No, those plans are already in place. We'll be switching or when they're moving equipment back and forth, we'll have to transfer some of the phone lines and everything to Camden County for the 911s and that type of stuff.
Is it all Camden County, or is it split to Miller and Camden, or is it?
When our 911 lines come in, they'll all go to one place. They won't split it.
Okay, awesome, thanks.
Alderman Osteen.
Alderman Hoffman kind of touched on some of my questions. So this is the first reading for a 2025 budgeted item. So the second reading would be in 2026. So we're still approving a 2025 budget item. So should there be an amendment to 26 before we approve second reading?
It's carryover.
No, it's a carryover.
It's in the 26 budget as carryover from 25.
Okay. I'm just thinking through the process. Okay.
Alderman Collins.
So just to clarify, like the 440 was an estimate on what we thought this was gonna cost, and then the bid came in higher, not that we got a bid, and then we went over it, is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay.
So when we initially talked to Dakin and when we were doing the budget process in 25 budget, they gave us an estimated, just kind of their best guess on what it would cost. And that's where we came up with the 440 from. And then when they went out and got their initial bids from their vendors is where it went to the 521.
Got it, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Bill 25-106, first reading passes.
No, it's 440.
Next, we have Bill 25-107, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with U.S. Disaster Restoration to repair damages to City Hall for an amount not to exceed $62,228.01. Building official Ron White is asking for first and second reading.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and members of the board. The reason I'm asking for a first and second reading is to get this project underway as soon as possible. We have been deconstructed for 3 months now. So just trying to get this thing rolling so we can get the building put back together. This is a request to authorize the mayor to sign the contract with U.S. Disaster Restoration to complete the work necessary to repair the damages caused by the flood water and glycol from our HVAC system September 12th. The not to exceed contract price is $62,228.01. We are already in receipt of our check from the insurance carrier in the amount of $59,475.73, which has been applied to the insurance and settlement account. The discrepancy between those two numbers accounts for our $2,500 deductible, plus an additional $252.28 that we're still trying to get an answer from our carrier and our contractor on. But the budget item, the budget numbers, they're kind of confusing up there where, it shows the budgeted amount. Anyway, this is kind of a wash other than that $2,500 deductible, so it doesn't hit the account quite as bad as it looks. But I do recommend approval and happy to answer any questions.
Alderman Osteen.
Back to the process. Shouldn't there be a budget amendment being requested since we're exceeding what was budgeted for this for 2025?
We will bring a
Especially considering
budget
it's almost double what
amendment.
we budgeted?
So this will not be funds expended in 2025. These will be funds expended in 2026. So we will bring the budget amendment to the January or February meetings to do the budget amendment for this expenditure. We had planned to do it in 25, but we didn't get it done.
Okay.
This project will not start until after January 1.
So it's a 26 amendment, not a 25?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman's on it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, second reading, same bill, Bill 25-107, ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with U.S. Disaster Restoration to repair damages to City Hall for a not to exceed amount $62,220.01. Second reading, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Varela, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Morose,
Yes.
Alderman Osteen,
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman,
Yes.
Alderman Barella. Yes. Alderman Rucker,
Yes.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
All right, Bill 25-107, first and second reading passes. Next, we have a resolution. 2025-33, a resolution of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2025. City Administrator Devin Lake.
Good evening. This is the last budget amendments for the fiscal year 2025. These are outlined in section 135.020. So these are any line items that have gone more than $5,000 over budget for personnel and O&M, and anything over 10% of what was budgeted for capital. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Rucker, all those in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no opposed, Resolution 2025-33 passes. Next, we have Bill 25-108, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Ordinance 24-93 regarding fiscal year 2025 amendments. Again, first and second reading. City Administrator Devin Lake.
So these amendments are the closing amendments for 25. So to get that done, we would have to do a first and second reading. It was done this way last year as well. But again, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Seeing no question or comments, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Morose, all those in favor?
Aye.
Seeing none opposed, first reading passes. Second reading, same bill, 25-108, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Ordinance 24-93 regarding fiscal year 2025 amendments. If there's no other comments or questions, you have a motion to approve second reading.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, is there a second?
Second.
Ooh. Alderman Hoffman. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Varela. Yes. Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
All right, Bill 25-108, first and second reading passes. Item G, we've already discussed and moved on. Last item is resolution. Resolution 2025-32, a resolution of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, opposing increase in truck size and weight limits. Chief Davis, please.
Mayor and members of the board, this is a resolution supporting the Coalition Against Bigger Trucks. They're proactively fighting against allowing heavier and longer trucks on the nation's roadways. Currently, our Missouri allows 26-foot double trailers, the semi-trucks. They're wanting to raise those to allow 33-foot trailers as doubles, as well as there's another push to allow triple trailers. Currently, the heaviest weight allowed on the highways is 80,000 pounds. They're wanting to push that to 86,000 pounds. That's concerning to us and on the law enforcement side with the safety of our citizens and visitors to the area, as well as the bridge and roadway infrastructure with the heavier weights and everything. So we recommend supporting this.
Alderman Hoffman.
Has anyone looked into how this affects boats being moved around the lake? Boats are heavy, and that's kind of the bread and butter of the lake. I didn't know if this has any impact on that.
I think some of the larger boats, they have to have oversized permits, and they're allowed, there's special restrictions that they have to apply as far as all that goes.
So this doesn't apply to oversized loads and stuff like that?
Oversized loads already are restricted by regulations, so they have to get special permits for that type of movement.
And that's all through the state, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. That's it.
Anyone else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, there a second?
Second.
Alderman Morose, all those in favor?
Aye.
Seeing none opposed, resolution 2025-32 passes. Next, we're going to move on to staff communications. We'll start with City Administrator Devin Lake, please.
Good evening. First, I want to let the board and the mayor know that I have finished the CIP for up to about 99%. I've got it out to the department heads to review one last time before we get it all wrapped up. But my goal is to have it to the board for adoption probably January 22nd. So that will be our 5-year capital improvement and asset replacement plan. And so I'm excited that we've got that officially underway. And secondly, I want to congratulate Michael and Nicole Bean. They have fostered a little boy.
Oh.
And he's adorable, and they are giving him an amazing life and an amazing Christmas. So I wanted to congratulate them.
Good job, Mike.
Very good, Mike.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Assistant City Administrator, do you want to talk, April?
No. Hello? I'm going to be pinch hitting for Squeaky up there tonight. She sent me some stuff that she would like to say, so I'm going to say it for her. So, yes, there has been a lot of interdepartmental teamwork lately. It's always good to see our managers supporting that. The Parks Department was helping Public Works with the leaves. Our building clerk, Amber, was helping the Water Department with their end-of-year mandatory DNR letter. Man, she wants to recognize Devin again for the budget. She never shies away from the difficult things, dives in head first. Probably explains that bruise that's already in her head. And you always want her in your foxhole. And, of course, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from April. Thank you.
Just like this sounds like every year.
City Attorney, Cole Bradbury.
I don't have anything tonight. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you all next year.
City Clerk, Tara Barrett.
Oh, thank you. I got a couple things. I had to write it down. Don't forget that the next meeting is going to be January 7th. It's a Wednesday. Then you have your legislative reception on Thursday, the 8th at Margaritaville. And then the next meeting will be January 22nd. Also, I want to let you know that Kalo is now working with 2 of the puppies that are over in our kennel. I met with them, and they're getting it all ready, and hopefully tomorrow night they'll be taking them over to the house and trying to get them adopted out. And then also I wanted to recognize all the ladies up front. They have decorated that front office area with such, pizzazz and cheerful. It kind of looks like Santa threw up, but hey, it is what it is. But it looks great, and they're having a good time with it. And they did a great and amazing job. And also, big thing, I got the code codification list back. EAC, it's in Cole's box right now to go and look at it and make sure. 498 pages, just an FYI of changes. So as soon as he gives me the thumbs up, I will email it out and then hopefully have a first reading to approve the code codification in February. It only took me, we started in May of 2024. So guess what? That is the last code codification I'll be doing until I die. Just kidding. We'll do it more often so it's not so long. But other than that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Good, thank you. Chief Davis.
I got a few things. So I'd like to congratulate Sergeant Travis Morley. He was selected for the Special Olympics Missouri Coach of the Year at the awards banquet last month. That was after our last board meeting. One of our EMTs, Allie Johnson, has passed her paramedic class and certification, so she is moving up to a paramedic now. A little bit of bad news, Corporal Chapman, he's leaving. His last day is next Tuesday. He's going to the Missouri State Highway Patrol. He'll be 4 months shy of his 20 years of service with the city, so 19 years here, and he's going to be a trooper.
Wow.
So we congratulate him, even though we don't want to lose him. And the ambulance, they did 2 food drives, one for Thanksgiving and then another, or right before Thanksgiving, and one for Christmas. They sent 2 ambulances basically full of food to the Hope House, along with over $1,600 in cash that was collected.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And so they did a great job on that. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, safe travels and all that.
Very good. Ron White, building official.
Thank you, Mayor. Also a couple of things. First, what Todd didn't mention is that Corporal Chapman will be joining Troop F, I believe, which is stationed downstairs. So we'll get to still see him and enjoy his protection. Second, I'd like to thank Alderman Collins for reaching out to me with some questions today so that I could look prepared for the rest of you in presenting my material. And last, it looks like I'm on the precipice of a very quiet weekend at the White House. Merry Christmas.
That's dangerous, bud.
Paybacks are rough.
Congratulations. Michael Bean, do you have anything?
Actually, you have the right to remain silent, but apparently not the ability.
Not too smart. I just want to thank April and Tara for the help with the Tyler technology piece. That's been a thorn in my side for years. I can't overstate that. So thank you both for that. Lastly, I want to thank Devin, April, Angie, Keegan, Holly, Tara, Selena, and Abby, all the girls up front. I just didn't want to say the ladies. They've came together and helped our new foster son when he came to our home with nothing. So working here for 8 years, it was one of the most touching things that has happened to me. So very grateful for my coworkers this week. Didn't have to do it, showed up in my office, and he's going to have a wonderful Christmas and something that he's never had before. So thank you all.
Wow, very nice. Ty Dinsdale.
Happy holidays, everybody. That's all I got.
Eric, you have anything to Parks?
Well, if nobody had heard, we are prepping the site at Phoenix for a new playground. And hopefully, if the weather cooperates, it's going to be installed in mid-January. And then if it continues to cooperate, we'll have the surfacing in after that and transition right into the new pavilion. So we're very excited about that. It's an extremely busy year, and I just want to personally thank our parks team, Dan, Shay, Joey, and Caitlin. Have a really good team. Everybody works very hard to take care of our parks, and I tell them thank you, but I wanted to publicly thank them. So, and other than that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Very good, thank you. Jeff, Public Works, you have anything?
Nothing to report, Mayor. Thank you.
Very good. Maddie, Human Resource?
I do not have anything. Merry Christmas. I'm also losing my voice.
Good. Carrie?
Yeah, me too. No, 2025 has been a great year. You know, the one thing that I want to say personally, and I've been here a long time, is this group of staff and this board is as good a group as I've ever been around. So it's a pleasure and an honor to work with all of you. And happy birthday, Jesus, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Collins.
Okay, so I want to take a minute to clarify a comment that I made at the last meeting that may have been misconstrued from how I intended it. Last meeting, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Last meeting, I just kind of spoke off the cuff, so this time I wrote it down to avoid another misunderstanding. So I feel like it's my job as a member of the board to first fully understand where taxpayers' money is being spent. And as I've been here for only a few months, this was my first time with any part of the budget. And I think I adequately expressed my appreciation for the patience that Devin and everybody else showed while I was trying to kind of learn that whole process and what I was doing. I had a lot of questions. I still have a lot of questions, and I will likely have them for the foreseeable future. Like I said, I think that it's the board's responsibility to ensure that every penny is being used to benefit the citizens of the community who pay those taxes. I did not mean to insinuate that I believe in any way that any of our staff has any other interest. I fully trust that everyone that works for Osage Beach ultimately believes that the decisions that they're making and the money they're spending are in the city's best interest. That doesn't mean that as a board we should abdicate our own responsibility of ensuring the interests of staff are always in line with the interests of the taxpayers. So to all of you, to any member of staff that I offended with my comment last meeting, I am sorry. When I'm questioning how money is spent or decisions that are being made, please know that I am in no way questioning your integrity, your knowledge, your professionalism, and certainly never questioning any of you personally. I'm just trying to make sure that we're all working in a way that improves the community as a whole. I know that each one of you take your responsibility to the city very seriously, and while we have sometimes disagreed on the best course of action, I have never doubted your commitment to that goal. So if I offended you, I apologize. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Alderman Morose.
Wow. I would like to just echo basically what Carrie was referring to. This has been, I think, one of the better years that I have served in the 11 years that I've been on the board. Everybody has been so congenial. They've been very helpful in many ways. And it's been interesting with some new employees. Walking in the city hall, they all greet you and everybody's very friendly, but that's neither here or there. They all have their job and they know what it is, and I have respect for what they're doing. But it's been a great year, and I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Osteen.
Yes, I have a few things to discuss tonight. First, I'd like to talk about social media. People that know me well know that I'm not a fan of, nor do I utilize any of the social media platforms that are very common out there. I created an Instagram page late one night when I was drunk. I don't remember any of the logins, so it's a blank page, but I get constant alerts that I have more followers, which has to be a huge disappointment for them because, once again, it's a blank page. My Facebook page was created for me by my friends for Christmas. My last post on Facebook was October of 2024 regarding a Mizzou game. Prior to that, it was Christmas of 2021. So once again, if you try to friend me on Facebook, huge disappointments. Not a big fan of social media, not something I utilize very often. I do make a concerted effort to get on Facebook once a season, just to dig around, but every couple of months, I'll get on there. I was recently alerted to a Facebook page, though, regarding the city and a lot of negative comments about the city. So even though I was just on Facebook in October, I decided I'm gonna get on there and poke around and see what they've got to say. Obviously, it was a lot of negative comments. The majority of the negative comments regarding the digital sign the city installed coming from Camden to the city of Osage Beach. I just wanted to remind the public that the agendas for every board meeting are made available to them in advance of the meeting. There is a time set aside at every board meeting where the public can dispense for the welcome sign. So that's something I wanted to address singularly. First of all, light displays that we have in our possession are 15 and 20 years old. And just like any electronics, basically they've got a shelf life. So what does that mean? It means that a lot of light displays we have need to be replaced. So in 2022, the board approved and spent $25,000 to replace light displays. In 2024, $43,000. As part of our 2026 budget, we have allotted another $25,000 to replace light displays, as well as $14,000 to upgrade the electrical systems that are needed to have a light display at the city park. All told, in order to basically replace the entire light display itself is a little north of $250,000. Not only is there expense for the light displays, there's also staffing and pay issues, because obviously the city never would or could leave the park unattended during operational hours of a light display in the evenings. So we'd be having to schedule staff in the evenings beyond their regular scheduled shifts and pay overtime for that. So basically, I just wanted to point out there that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that the general public may not be aware of. There is no correlation between the city's decision to not have a light display at City Park with any other project or expense the city is going to do. I think the gist of what I'm trying to say is that the general public has multiple avenues they can express their concerns or ask questions or their opposition to anything the city does. via attending public meetings. They can text, call, email their alderman. There are multiple avenues they can make their voice heard. And utilizing social media is probably the least best use of a way to make their voice heard and to make a change within the city. That's it on that subject. On a lighter note, Michael Bean, you are a bigger softie than I anticipated. So congratulations on your new foster child.
Thank you.
I also would like to thank the staff for sticking with us for another year. We've had our challenges. There have been ups and downs, but the work you do on behalf of the city is much appreciated, and I say that on behalf of the board. Other than that, happy holidays to everyone. That's my soapbox tonight.
Thank you. Alderman Hoffman.
Couple things. Well said, Alderman Osteen. One, I'd like to recognize, and I hope I'm not stealing anyone's thunder to my left, I'd like to recognize Darla Rucker. She's leaving the Special Road District after 28 years of service. So a lot got accomplished, and if you ask the other gentleman on that board, she kind of ran that stuff. So if you run into her, you might want to say thank you, and I hope her replacement is prepared to fill some big shoes. So thank you, Darla. Secondly, kudos on the budget to everyone, especially Devin, but kudos to everyone. This process went really good. I think there's only maybe a few holes that I think we can improve on next year, but overall, pretty outstanding. And it went really smoothly and great communication. And I commend the department heads for being on top of everything. And that leads us to, Devin and I kind of made a pact about 2 months ago that if we got through the budget and we were happy with it, we were gonna go celebrate after that meeting at an establishment up the street that starts with a W. It has a light display out front of a windmill. And we would like to invite the staff, if you want to join us tonight. You can probably find it about a mile up the street. And lastly, I would like to just congratulate or share a moment with Tara that we're getting an early Christmas present. And the Denver Broncos are the #1 seed in the AFC.
Yay!
Yeah, that's it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Alderman Barella.
Just a comment to Alderman Collins. I don't, in my opinion, don't think that any questions you may have asked have, been taken that way. I think that just shows your interest in being dedicated to learning and, being involved. So, thank you. And other than that, just happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
All right, thank you. Alderman Rucker.
A couple things. First of all, happy holidays to everybody, and have a safe travels. Thanks Parks and Public Works departments for the LEAF program. Look, it's just amazing what the roads look like after they've been down in an area. The announcement that, Mayor, that you made earlier about the citizens portion, I think that maybe you could shorten it when there's nobody here, but I believe, since I heard, even before Alderman Osteen made his comment, I believe it needs at least to be said so the people out there know that we do listen and they do have that opportunity. And I agree with you, the whole
Point well
spiel.
taken. Nope, I agree.
The whole spiel doesn't maybe, but
I agree, yes.
those that aren't there, that we do, and they do have that opportunity. The other thing is I will make sure if she's not listening to let her know. Unfortunately, they gave her a 28-year plaque, and it wasn't 28 years, it's almost 30, and they said the reason they didn't know it because she's the only one that's got the records. And and I got the phone call from one of the commissioners like last week, and I'm like, how am I going to sneak into her room and find out what went or where? So anyway, she's had a good, enjoyable time with that. And lastly, I want to just kind of enlighten the board. When you get a report from a citizen, whether it's an email or a phone call or whatever, let me just when I get that, let me just turn it around. When I get that phone call or that email from the board, I reach back out to that person if I'm not clear on what their problem is. And you can ask some of the staffers. I pick up my phone and I send them the email. Or we messed up and we had a wrong phone number because Jeff was calling somebody and I was calling a different person. But anyway, so, you know, that's how those things get handled. And the citizens love it when they get that. I get a lot of phone calls and responses because the people know that I will follow it up. And it's not me doing it. I just follow it up and dump it off on the staff. Eric, I had one just 4 or 5 days ago where it was, and I just said, nope, this is he's going to handle this one, and dump it off. So, you know, when you get something like it, utilize the staff. You know, they can handle those things, and then if you don't know the answers, they will carbon copy you back anyway, and everything. So, you know, and I applaud the staff for all those things. It doesn't make any difference to me which department or what, when, where, but I reach out, and it's very helpful. Ron, our cemetery guy, is still on my back every day wanting to know when the cemetery is going to be getting, and I know you guys are working hard on that one. So, I mean, so you can just see there's 2 or 3 things in the last short time that has come about. So I applaud staff for making me look good, because I see people in Walmart and places, and they're like, thank you for getting back and thank you for helping me with that. And I'm like, okay, but it was really staff. So have a Merry Christmas, everybody, and be safe. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, I have a few things, and today I was out delivering some cheese and sausage baskets and picking up cheese and running around, and I texted Devin. I said, I know it's hard. I called. I said, I know it's late, but I kind of wanted to tout some of the things that we've done this last year, and could you help me out before the meeting? And so she did what every good leader does. She delegated. And so I've received some emails from the various departments here in Osage Beach, or at City Hall. So I kind of want to share some of the thoughts with you, because I do want the citizens out there to know that, you know, everybody up here on the dais and everybody down there and everybody in this building, their number one priority is making Osage Beach great. They just are. And we continue to try. If you do have a problem, to your point, Alderman Osteen, we want to hear about it. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't think I had a problem at the time. And if you have a problem, if you want us to do something different, or if you want to have your voice, go on Facebook at City of Osage Beach, listen to it on KMS Radio, come here and talk. We want to hear from you. We really do want to hear from you. If it's something negative, we can only change it if we know about it. But with that being said, on a positive note, talk to some various departments. I want to give you some statistics, and I'm just going to give you an overview. But this last year, City of Osage Beach, we have added 268 apartments. I'm going by memory here, so don't quote me, but if I'm right, over at Sycamore Creek, 60% of the people that moved in there came from 60 miles outside the City of Osage Beach. That means they relocated here, so there's more residents. They're over 60% occupancy. I was actually out delivering things the other day, and one of them delivery was over there. So I took my wife and took her around to let her see the place. Beautiful place. There's 260 more homes for people here in Osage Beach. We have another developer that's doing family dwellings of 30 homes. We have the Oasis up and going. Everybody's fully funded. That's going to be huge. We have Bass Pro that wants to come to our town. The mall redevelopment is going to be huge. In 2025, as of today, thanks to Ron White, he's shared with me, we had 256 permits that were given with a total estimated construction value of over $42 million. And you know, we have literally a $1.1 million development over here across the street that is simply for paving, roofing, homes, that sort of thing. I mean, it's just so much going on. And when I talked to Holly, our social media this last year, for 2025 compared to 2024, we're up 2,436%. That means people are watching us. We literally had 59.4 thousand people, up 434% from last year on social media. So the biggest takeaway from that is we had 5.5 million people who saw some output from the City of Osage Beach. And for municipality our size, I mean, that's just phenomenal, so. And then the last page I had comes from our Parks Department, and this goes back to, I received this from Caitlin, because as the city of Osage Beach, a lot of things, yeah, we do the revenue producing, but the parks is something that's a service we provide, and we do our utmost to make sure that we provide things for families to do, kids to do. One thing I ran on 4 years ago is more family-oriented things to do. So we walk a fine line sometimes between bringing in tourists, but then family folks and people that here are local. So just this last year, we opened the sand volleyball courts, volunteer help. We had a 5-hole Dragon Hatchery disc golf course. We've paved a section of Hatchery Road. And I started to highlight a few, but there's so many, I was just going to read them all. They built 4 small pavilions at the Lowe's Dog Park, which Alderman Hoffman, that was a huge for us. They've had, this last year at that dog park, they've had 55,000 visitors. The Osage Beach.
Does that include the dogs, or?
I don't think so. They had, the city park alone had 90,000 visitors. Wow. Phoenix Park had over 30,000 park visitors. They began the program with the watercraft rental. Upcoming, they have Hatchery Ridge Trail, which was going to be in conjunction with Magic Dragon. The Fall Festival had 64 vendors and 4,600 attendees, which was record-breaking. We had summer movie nights. We had Santa at City Park. I go on and on and on and on. I just wanted some people know that, I mean, we've done a lot of things. I was, this last week, you talk about things behind the scene that people don't know about. Even though I'm not here all the time, I'm pretty invested in this community, and I love to be part of what we do here. Different times, somebody will call me and say, hey, a developer's coming to speak with us. Would you like to be part of it? And absolutely. This last week, we had some developers talking about the mall. We had another developer that wanted to talk to Public Works. So I was in that meeting, and when they left, I told staff, told Public Works, now this is going to sound silly, I literally felt like a proud parent. Because there's so much talent. I even told the developers, I said, there's so much talent in this room, and one of the lines I've kind of coined the last couple of years is sometimes the answer is no. You know, but using customer service as the #1 priority, let's see what we can do to possibly make that answer yes. And so I just appreciate the staff and the board. I'm just very, very proud of everybody. I mean, we accomplished so much in 2025. Hold on to your hats in 2026 and 27. We got a great team here. Excuse me. We have a good team here with the elected officials and the board, and the staff. And in 2026 and beyond, let's just keep working towards being great, because we're on the roll, folks. I think we're hitting on all cylinders. All right, so we are going to move into executive session. So I will say that Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody at home. And with that, we are going to need to move into executive session. So notice is now given that the agenda includes a roll call vote to close a meeting as allowed by RSMO section 610.021, legal action, causes of action, and litigation involving a public governmental body and any confidential and privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and attorneys. Do I have a motion to move into executive session?
Motion to move into executive session.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Varela.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
I guess.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Executive session, we ready to go right in? We need